Everybody, glad you could join me. Today we're going to be talking to you about the pH scale and how it relates to hairdressing. So what is the pH scale and why is it important for hairdressers to really even know about it? Well, it's a very essential part of hair care service. We typically throughout the day will adjust a client's hair's pH level, specifically so that we can execute certain services. So the pH scale, it stands for the potential of hydrogen ions. The lower on the pH scale runs between 0 and 14 and 7 being neutral. So anything between 0 and 7 is considered to be acidic. Anything from 7 to 14 is considered to be alkalinic. Our hair normally lives at a pH level at around 4.5 to 5.5. So anytime a liquid is introduced to the hair that has a pH greater than that 4.5 or 5.5, it will cause the hair to start to swell. And that'll happen even just applying neutral water onto the hair, it will begin to swell. When we apply bleach to someone's hair, we're actually increasing the pH level to between 8.5 to 10.5. So relative to the hair, that is quite alkalinic. And the pH scale, by the way, is a logarithmic scale. Logs typically have a base of 10. So every time a pH level is moved up 1 or moved down 1, it's always in a multitude or multiplied by 10. Any little change in the pH number will cause a very large jump in the number of hydrogen ion concentrations. Hydrogen ions, they're on a pH between 0 and 7, the hydrogen ions are much more concentrated. Whereas from 7 to 14, there's a higher concentration of hydroxide ions. So when we apply bleach to someone's hair, our goal is to have that alkalinic state around the hair, and that causes the hair to swell. When the hair swells, we're able to open up the cuticle so that we can deposit color into there, and it will go right into the cortex of the hair. Now on the opposite end, once we're done doing a color service, we often will use a conditioner right after, at least we should be. Because conditioners, well, they're frequently acidic. And what they will do is they will slam the cuticle shut and help to make the hair very nice and shiny and smooth. Now the hydrogen ions, it gives a positive charge and will then create more hydrogen bonds, giving the hair a more compact structure. So you want to have that higher hydrogen ion concentration so that you can make that hair to rebuild it and to give it more strength and shine. So it's really important for hairstylists to have a good grasp on what the pH is and how it can be manipulated. If we get into a bleaching service, for example, if you've used too high of a volume of peroxide, that damage is starting to ensue on the hair. So you need to know at that point what to use in order to reverse that effect. So the first thing you would want to do is rinse your client's hair out and start using a really good conditioner that will help to rejuvenate those bonds and build them back together again, which will of course mitigate any of the damage, help to mitigate any of the damage done to the hair from the bleaching process. We end up adjusting the pH level on someone's hair, of course, during color deposits, and we are bleaching someone's hair when we're using relaxers. Relaxers have such a high alkaline that if we don't use a proper barrier cream, you'll end up causing burns to your client's scalp. So there are some very strong chemicals that we do end up using in the salon. So it's very important for us to have a very good understanding about how they work and certainly know any of the dangers that may be associated with using some of those products. Well, thank you very much, guys, for watching.